Hi, boys and girls. Hope you're all well. Keegan Richard Canton here. Just wanted to go over a few things with you guys. As you know, we have our club karate championships on in a few weeks on the 18th of October. Now, entry forms need to be back by the 11th of October. Now, a lot of people find it hard to enter the tournament or not sure whether or not they can enter the tournament. One of the most important, I believe there is three great lessons from entering a tournament. Now, number one is learning to overcome fears. Now, as some of you may or may not know, last weekend I entered a competition myself, the British Championships. Now, I was super nervous, and you think, how can I get nervous? I've had years of experience in competing and so on. But yet, here I was, still very nervous, still had to do lots of deep breathing, lots of positive affirmations. And I'm like, oh gosh, what can I do? What if I lose? What if I this? What if I that? What if all this happens? Now, what I actually found is once we started the match, those nerves disappeared. So I was nervous the night before, I was nervous that morning, I was nervous 2 minutes before the match. But once the match has started, I got into my groove, into my zone, and the nerves soon disappeared. Now, I think it's okay to be nervous, but I think about the lessons learned from that. Now, if you're a child, you go to school, you've got exams and so on, you're going to be getting nervous doing exams. You're going to be getting nervous going to meet new friends. A lot of us get nervous going to new jobs, get nervous to come to a karate class, get nervous to go to a grading. I think it's okay to recognize those nerves, and I think it's okay to acknowledge that you will get nervous. But I find that entering competitions and doing things that are out of my comfort zone might actually increase my confidence, increase my abilities and my self-belief. So I believe entering competitions like our karate championships on the 18th of October are going to help build that confidence, that self-esteem, that sense of, I can do this. That's only going to help me in school, work, and other social activities. So that would be the first thing, is acknowledging the nerves and being able to, I suppose, overcome those and get moving. Number two lesson I learned was either in victory or defeat, the lessons I've learned. Now, I won on the weekend. I was very fortunate to win on the weekend, but I actually learned some great lessons. So my strength was on point, my cardio was on point, but I didn't quite have enough of the finishing moves to completely finish the matches. So what I actually learned from winning was where my shortcomings are in my game, in my martial arts game. It actually gave me a few ideas of, okay, I'm good at this, good at that, good at this. What I need to work on now over the next 6 to 12 months to improve my martial arts, to improve my, improve as a competitor, was my technical ability to be able to finish a match and to be able to move from a defensive to an offensive position better. So even though I won, I learned some valuable lessons about myself and about my martial arts game. Now, if I was to lose, how did I lose? What were they better at me than? What could I have learned from that? So I think competing, whether you win or lose, there is definite lessons to learn for you for the next 6 to 12 months to improve. And the third and final thing is I compete. One of the reasons I compete, I think one of the reasons you should compete as well, is to see where your level is at. Often we talk to ourselves like, oh, my karate's not good, my Brazilian jiu-jitsu is not good, my this isn't good, this not good, this isn't good, and we negatively talk to ourselves. And then when we go to a competition, we can actually see where our level is at compared to other competitors of similar age, grade, and abilities. You never know, you might actually be better than you think you are. You might actually think, I'm on the right track here. I finished second or third or first or whatever it might be. I was able to dominate there. I was able to learn a lesson there. They were slightly better than me there. My kata is on point here. So the lessons that you learn from winning, but more importantly, you can actually see where your level is at. We can see where your martial arts is at compared to other people. For example, where I train, they're all much, much younger than me, much fitter, much faster. And so I actually get dominated the majority of the time by the younger, fitter, faster guys. So it's actually, I could be quite demoralized and think, oh, I'm not going to go anymore because I keep losing. But when I was able to compete against people of my similar age, grade and weight and so on, I was actually able to win. So I could see that my level was at the level that I wanted to be for that competition and for my age and so on. So they're the three big reasons what I believe everyone should do a martial arts tournament. And we have our own tournament. So it's against people your same age, grade and ability and the same club. The referees and judges are all from your club, our club. The rule sets are for beginners, it's non-contact in sparring, intermediates, it's touch to the body, advanced, it's light contact everywhere. You know, black belts, it's light contact everywhere, but sweeps and takedowns are allowed. So slowly but surely you're moving up the levels. And the idea behind that is that we want to give you guys the opportunity to test your skills, learn some lessons, and to put your nerve and your mettle to the test. Now, I strongly suggest that everyone gets in and has a go at a tournament. I strongly suggest, even if you only do it the once and think, yep, I'm never ever going to do that again. Even if it's, you think, okay, no, I really enjoy that. I think what you want to do is you can think about those three lessons that I went over. You know, how to overcome nerves, what's going to improve me, you know, the lessons learned either in victory or defeat, or where is my game at? Where is my level at compared to other people in and around my same age and grade and so on. So do your best to attend the competition this year on the 18th of October. It's in Ashford. Entries close on the 11th of October. We have loads of entry forms available from your instructor and so on. It's going to be a great event. They always are. We always have the kids in the morning and then the teens and adults in the afternoon, so you're not there for an entire day. It runs really smooth. We have great referees, great decision makers. It's a great event. You're going to have some fantastic learning. We also, not like the competition I went to on the weekend, they were charging for spectators. At the moment, we don't charge for spectators. Spectators are completely free because we want to get as many families and so on involved to watch the kids and ourselves compete. So yeah, if you're on the fence, do the competition. I strongly suggest and recommend to do the competition. You will learn so much about yourself. There's so many things you can get from competing. People say to me, oh, you compete because you love it. Well, I do love it, but I think about those three lessons that I spoke about earlier. They're the three things that I probably love more. Yeah, I love trophies, I love medals and all that kind of stuff. Who doesn't? But what more can I get from just a medal? What more can I get from this than just a trophy? So do your best to attend the competition. Get your entry forms in ASAP. It's going to be a great event. You never know. Someone's going to have to win that first place trophy. You never know. It could be you. So yeah, enjoy. Hope that helps you overcome any fears, any anxiety, or any sort of questions you might be about having you or your child compete in one of our competitions. So we will be there. We're looking forward to seeing you guys all at the competition, and hopefully, like me, you'll be able to get the three lessons or the three things that I got from my competition on Saturday for yourselves. All right, take care and we'll see you later. Bye.